Hi there, I'm Dr. Liz Carter, and today I just wanted to talk to you about three different characteristics that are associated with the season of fall in Chinese medicine. In Chinese medicine, the seasons are associated with a lot of different characteristics, which is super helpful to us because we are reflections of the natural world. So whatever is going out there in nature, especially with seasonal shifts, can tell us a lot about ourselves and those shifts that are happening internally. So it's really valuable to know a little bit about what's going on in the external world to give you a little insight into yourself. So let's jump into the first characteristic today, and that's the energy pattern of fall. So the energy pattern of fall is moving inward. So to contrast that, we can definitely feel that outward energy push of summer, right? We're all very active and maybe pushing a little bit too hard sometimes, overdoing it schedule wise, especially here in Seattle where I live, since we have 3 months of sunshine and really feel like we need to cram everything into that season. And then the next season we move into is late summer, which is pretty neat in Chinese medicine. There's actually 5 seasons. And that energy is a lot more stable. We kind of almost feel like time really isn't moving, and we kind of sit and enjoy the fruits of summer and what we've worked for. So fall is a big shift from those two energies. Fall, the energy pattern moves inward, right? So we might want to feel a little bit more insular, slow things down. We're a little bit more cautious with our time and energy, maybe not going to so many social engagements or kind of needing to go home early. We need a little bit more rest in the fall as well, which you can see energetically through the sun shifting patterns, right, of light, where we have less daylight, so we get to sleep more, which is pretty nice, or we wind down sooner in the day. So that's the energy pattern of fall. If you're feeling like you're being antisocial, you're not. Everybody else is feeling this shift as well. So it's really nice to respect that shift and kind of really give yourself a little bit more time to relax and feel that, sit in that energy and be okay with that inward shift, because you've already expended so much throughout the year with the other energetic patterns of the season. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is the general feeling of fall, which we can see physically, mentally, and emotional, which is reduction. So physically, we can see this outside in nature a lot, right? We can see the leaves falling off the tree. That's the most obvious sign of reduction, and we need this to happen, right? They've served their purpose. They've been around in the spring, summer, and late summer to help the tree grow and gather nutrients. And then in the fall, they need to be released, right? They've served their purpose and fall off, so there can be new growth in the spring. Without the leaves falling off, it would be really difficult for new buds to grow in the spring. So we can see this mentally and emotionally in ourselves when, sorry, my cat's right behind here, in a time of reflection and reduction. So a reflection and discernment, really. Fall is a time of kind of stepping back, taking stock of what's happened in your life. I like to think of it as kind of gathering up all our experiences of the year and seeing what we actually want to keep, right? How did we grow? What do we want to bring into the following year that's going to help us continue to grow? What are these little gems and pieces that are worthwhile taking forward with us? So with the discernment, it's really sifting through all of that to find what makes sense for you. And a great way to do that is taking up a journaling practice, maybe doing a few pages every morning and really reflecting on the year and understanding, what's been valuable to you and what you really want to continue to use in your life, and letting go of the rest, right? Letting go is not to be underestimated. That is a very difficult process for us, but it's really worthwhile, right? You have to let go, just like the trees do, in order to clear room in your life for new growth in the future. And I always encourage people to, fall is a fabulous time to do some cleaning. That is the energy process of the season, is this letting go. Rather than a big spring clean out, fall can be a fabulous time to do that. So the third climactic, or the third factor about the seasons that I wanted to talk about is about climate. The climactic factor, as they call it in Chinese medicine in fall, is dryness. And we can see this in the leaves as they dry out and fall off the trees. We also get that really lovely, cool, crisp air happening in the fall. Not as much in Seattle, but sometimes we get lucky with that. And this dryness is really necessary after kind of the heat of summer, and then we have this dampness, this heaviness that happens in late summer. So the dryness is wonderful for that. But it can be a little bit tough for us sometimes in terms of keeping ourselves healthy, because if we get too dried out, especially in our mucous membranes, which are these protective membranes that line your sinuses and your mouth and your throat and all the way down your digestive tract. If those get dried out, bacteria and viruses kind of adhere a little bit more easily. So this is really, it's common to get a little bit more cold and flu kind of going on in the fall. So the more we can kind of keep things moist and hydrated, the better off we are. So it's really great to use a humidifier in your room at night in the fall, especially since we have, dry pumped air coming in to heat our homes. A humidifier will keep our lungs and sinuses moist and healthier that way. And then, then we also just want to stay hydrated overall to keep those membranes moist. So drinking tea, drinking lots of water would be great. If you're someone who has trouble with water in general, the fall is really going to emphasize that, because there's just more that's going to be evaporated out of your lungs if the air is dry. So there you have it. Those are the three characteristics I wanted to cover today. If this has piqued your interest about the seasons at all, feel free to check out my blog post where I cover these factors as well as I think 6 or 7 other ones, a really comprehensive view of the season of fall. It's on my blog at drlizcarter.com, and it's called What the Season of Fall Can Tell Us About Ourselves. All right, great. I hope you enjoyed today. Thanks so much for watching.